What's going on, everybody? I'm just in my little work area here working on the Revo, coming up with a solution for these rod ends popping off. So I installed the RPM rod ends for the push rod, and those held up. But what wound up happening was I popped the rod end off the shock instead, which someone had made a video. They said that was going to happen, and of course it happened. So these RPM rod ends will work for the push rods. They replaced part number 5347. Those worked good. I don't know what the number on this is, but it does not come with the pillow balls, the pivot balls rather. These are the short versions. So then I just bought these 5349, and I used the little pivot balls from these, and they just came with these short rod ends. I don't know what they go to. They're for steering linkage on a Revo, it says. So I have some of those extras. But these RPM ones will work good, but you will break your shocks most likely, which seems to be pretty common. So what I'm going to do is install some bump stops. So all I did was cut up a short piece of fuel tubing, and you take a shock all apart, and then you just slide these in on the inside. So now there shouldn't be any problems. The kid at the guy rather, at the hobby shop showed me this trick on, he said he hasn't had any problems. He did this to his. I did go ahead and purchase the new upgraded shocks from Traxxas. These are the titanium shaft ones. So I got these going on. So I'm hoping that they work, because they did not have the ends for the shocks in stock. I had the $25 credit. So I was like, you know what, I'm just going to grab the upgraded shocks. I'm just going to run the rears for now and test, because that seems to be where my problem was. The left rear was where the push rod broke and where the shock broke. So I don't know what it is about that side, if I'm just landing too hard on there. So all you have to do is just cut that piece of fuel tube and put your shocks back together. So you just pull out the shaft and you install it right here. It's pretty straightforward if you're familiar with how your shocks work and all that. You just want to be careful when you're putting your shaft back in the hole, because you don't want to rip any of the seals inside there. So that should be a good fix for the shock. So I just wanted to share that real quick. I'm going to install the red springs from the stock shocks onto the new shocks, and they came with some 40 weight oil. I think I'm going to try that first. I have 50 weight. I'm not sure on that, but it's a little weird when I jump. I'm not even getting a lot of air, and this thing just bottoms out, and it sounds so awful. It's making me nervous, but the guy at the hobby shop said it's designed to do that, so I'm going to kind of just take his word on that. I'm not 100% sure, but I'm just not used to hearing those noises. So yeah, I will report back if there's any other problems, but for now I'm just going to try running these bump stops. I have a couple other parts coming, but I could not get them today, so I'm hoping that I don't need those. But I got the limiting straps from Hot Racing. I saw someone else had used those to stop the wheel from the down travel, and that's how I think the rods are pulling out, because it's just too much downward travel. But with those RPM ends on the push rod, and now these bump stops installed in the shocks, I think I should be good to go, and I will feel more confident in getting some more big air. So I'm looking forward to that. So yeah, I'm gonna put this all back together and hopefully go out tomorrow and get some big air, and I will film that for you guys. But if anyone is having problems with the ends of the shocks pulling out, I highly recommend you install some bump stops in there, and hopefully it solves the issues for you. So thanks for watching, and don't forget to like and subscribe, please.